My friend's boyfriend is weirdly obsessed with my life, so I distance myself from them.
No game, no more life.
Trying to see what you're up to tonight. That's all.
No, thank you.
My 19 females friend, 18 females boyfriend is weirdly invested in my life. I, 19 female, would like to start off by saying I am in my own relationship. And although the title sounds weird, I just can't tell if I'm going crazy or not since everyone in my life has acted as if this situation is completely normal. By the way, this comes from Smells Like Ocean on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So a couple of months ago, before I was in a relationship, I was on a dating app and would mainly use it seriously with my friends, mainly because I would never find anything substantial in them. I ended up matching with this guy, 19 male, let's call him Dave, who only used Instagram to talk to people, and therefore I ended up giving him my Instagram. I significantly remember talking to my friend, 18 female, let's call her Leah, about Dave. My Instagram is full of pictures of me and my friends, and I ended up ghosting Dave due to some personal issues I was going through and some mannerisms I caught on to that I didn't like. He was low-key aggressive, and I continued to post on my Instagram. Months later, my friend Leah comes to me and tells me about this guy she matched with on the dating app. Surprise, surprise, it's Dave. Leah starts saying why she understands why it wouldn't work out with me and Dave because we have nothing in common and that she's really excited for her date with Dave. I was also excited for her at first. She went on her first date with him. Things were going on very well. On the second date, Dave tells Leah that he wants to meet her friends. He was so pushy about meeting her friends that he said he would have planned the whole thing. I told Leah that I definitely did not have to meet Dave until they were more settled into the relationship, and I wouldn't take offense to not being invited. Leah told me she wanted me to go and that all she felt she needed to do was tell Dave that I would be at this meeting the friends date. On Leah's third date with Dave, she asked who his celebrity crush is, and Dave responds with a popular actress of my ethnicity and then continues to express how women of my ethnicity are his type. Leah has a very different ethnicity to me, and Dave was well aware of this. She finally musters up the courage to tell him that she is friends with me, and when she does, she tells her, "Oh, I know. Do you know why she ghosted me?" Then he proceeds to tell her that he would bring a friend and turn his next date into a double date for us. I got to the double date. Surprise, surprise, his friend doesn't show up because he's too afraid of women. Then we go through with the date with Dave and Leah heavily making out everywhere. We went to the point where I just continued to get secondhand embarrassment. Then I realized that my ex-boyfriend worked at one of the stores nearby, and since I was on good terms with him, I decided to stop by and say hi. Again, this is before me and my current boyfriend got into a relationship. Leah and Dave showed up, and Dave asked my ex if he wanted to join us. So he did.
So it became a double date with your ex.
Yeah, it was a pretty awkward setup since Leah and Dave continued to heavily make out at the restaurant we went to, but thankfully I was able to get through with it without dying of boredom.
Ew.
A couple of weeks go by, and this is when I started dating my boyfriend. We made it official before Leah and Dave did. And when he finally asked Leah to be his girlfriend, he sort of did it through text. Leah then tells me they had gone on a date in the same mall we had gone on our double date, and that Dave had gone back to this store where my ex worked to see if he could find him. Leah tried to play it off as a really cute thing because apparently Dave doesn't have a lot of friends since he just transferred to his college. She believes he's just trying to make friends his own age. I don't find it as endearing since my ex was visibly uncomfortable with Dave throughout the dinner and barely talked to him. Ooh.
Yeah,
Okay.
because guess what? Dave had someone's tongue down his throat the entire time. Hi, I'm Dave. Okay, bye. Gonna go make out now.
A couple months later, my boyfriend and I started to have issues. I confided in Leah. She wasn't really helpful since all she talked about was Dave would never do that to her. She also brought up the fact that she had a coworker who was looking for a girlfriend and that she showed him my Instagram and he seemed interested. Leah started talking about how her coworker is actually one of Dave's new friends and how they're getting along well. Leah then puts Dave on the phone and he proceeds to tell me that I should break up with my boyfriend. Dave has never met my boyfriend. Dave also said that I should get myself a man of his ethnicity so she can get a trial run before she actually gets with Dave. So she's like, okay, this is what this is going to be like, and I'll be ready for Dave. Leah then admits to me that Dave has been continuously asking her for updates on how my relationship with my boyfriend is and asked if we have broken up yet. A couple of the days later, I get a follow request from Leah's coworker, and I asked her if she had told him to follow me. She says Dave was the one who told him to follow me and said that Leah's coworker would treat me better. Dave just met Leah's coworker. He doesn't even know him that well. A couple of hours later, Dave requested to follow me on his alternate account. I don't know what else to say or do. Leah my boyfriend nor my friends seem to be at all upset about this behavior, or at least not at the level I'm upset. My friends have said it's very odd and seems to think he's weirdly involved with my life as my friend's boyfriend. Is this not weird? Am I wrong for being upset? Comment number 1. Stay away. Block him out of your life and don't share as much info with Leah. Make new friends. This is really important because it's got to have a support system. I would ask your ex what he thinks about Dave and what they talked about. And tell him you'd rather say they don't talk about you because you're unsure of Dave. It is definitely weird behavior. Also, it doesn't matter what they think at all. If it feels weird to you, then move on and wait till your feelings are proved otherwise. OP, I have my own friends, and I think I will be making space between Leah and I for this and other reasons as well. Thank you for your advice. Thankfully, my ex wasn't working the day Dave went looking for him. I asked what they talked about when Leah and I were in the bathroom, and he said they briefly talked about how football and that he felt a little uncomfortable with how overly friendly he was with him. Due to my current relationship, I don't think it's a good idea to be talking to my ex, but if the situation somehow escalates, I may reach out to him. Commenter 2, editor's note, Leah, she doesn't think it's an issue that her boyfriend's type is the opposite of what she is. Like, my gosh, I know he's young, but yeesh. OP, she just clings onto the fact that people tell us we look alike, so therefore she thinks she looks good enough like the people of my ethnicity to pass or for it to be okay. Also, Dave tried to backpedal and said that he didn't think I was of that ethnicity, but somehow she did, and yet we look alike? I don't know. It's all really weird because my opinion is gaslighting, but I don't know. Commenter 3, Dave is going to try to be your boyfriend's best buddy. You need to take this more seriously. The guy is showing classic stalker, nice guy behavior. Consider making your socials all private for a year or two because yes, it'll take that long. Don't let your friends know if you're alone anywhere if Dave might find out. Tell your parents or other people outside the friend group and never go anywhere Dave is. If he's there, leave. Don't be nice about it. He's taking advantage of everyone wanting to be nice. Nope, he's dangerous. OP, all of my socials are private. I removed him from my followers. I haven't told my family, although they think I am overreacting. I talked to Leah and she told me that she really wanted to go on a trip with all 4 of us. I brought up the fact that Dave doesn't seem to like my boyfriend as a way to get out of it, and Leah just said, oh, well, Dave will play nice during the trip. So I can definitely see where you're coming from. He's being aggressive on meeting you. We got an update.
He's just trying to be friendly.
Yeah, he's nice.
Yeah, and Leah's like, it's just Dave. Dave's the best.
Dave's so cool.
We make out everywhere.
Yeah, he's just the best ever.
Do you think it's to that extent of like craziness, or is he actually trying to just like maybe it's just like so forward of like I want to be with, I want you to feel, you know, I want you to be friends with me. I want to have, you know, I want you to be comfortable with me and hang out with us and, you know, bring your
I think when it comes to friendships, it needs to be, you know, people you are excited to be around and you don't feel bad when you leave them.
I think that's what he's trying to do.
And I think Dave is trying to force something. He's trying to force something that's not natural. Just needs to be out of the picture because I don't know why he wants to be near OP as much, you know?
He's trying, maybe he's trying to use Leah to get to her, to OP. I don't know. And
I think he wanted to talk to the ex to see where he was and OP was, so we could be like, are they dating? Are they not?
I just think Dave is trying to be too forward, and you're like, slow your roll, man. Things need to be genuine.
We got an update. Thank you so much for all the support you gave me on my original post. I just wanted to update you all on the developments since then. My boyfriend and I made up, and I updated him on the situation with Leah, Dave, and Leah's coworker. At first, my boyfriend seemed unfazed. The more time passed, the more it seemed to bother him. Leah came over the night I uploaded the original post, and the first thing she said was, so what happened with your boyfriend? Everyone's is dying to know, and by everyone, I mean Dave and my coworker. A huge smile on her face. I pointed out the fact that it was odd that they wanted to know so badly. Leah simply brushed it off and said that her coworker actually wanted to apologize to me. Leah said that supposedly Dave had made it sound like my relationship was done for, which is why her coworker requested me. As for Dave, he just continues to ask Leah if I've broken up with him yet. Leah continued to express her disappointment with some comments Dave has started to make about her size. She specifically talked about how she had wanted to get some dessert, but he had refused to get anything, and then asked Leah, do you get desserts with your friends every time you go out with them? And then Leah alluded to him fat-shaming her friends, specifically me and one of her other friends. A day or so later, Leah calls me and tells me that Dave has once again asked her if I've broken up with my boyfriend yet. We continue talking, She says that unfortunately, she doesn't think that we can go on that trip she's been wanting to go with all 4 of us on. Although I had already decided I wouldn't go anywhere if Dave were present, curiosity got the better of me and I asked what changed her mind. She said if Dave was in the same room as your boyfriend, I think he would want to fight him. She was being deathly serious. My boyfriend and I got into a pretty run in the mill argument. He didn't cheat or lie or steal or hit. It was a simple disagreement. Therefore, I don't think it's getting physical with my boyfriend at all warranted, especially considering the fact that his rage is coming from my friend's boyfriend, who I originally turned down and barely know. The day after this phone call, my boyfriend brought up Dave and asked if he had done anything else. I informed him, and he seemed genuinely concerned for Leah. He said that I should genuinely consider intervening as things have seemingly gotten worse. And you know what's not the worst thing ever? Is joining our podcast and listening to more stories just like this on your favorite podcast platforms. Just look us up on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, OK Storytime, and we're there.
And we just added another story.
Yeah, dude, this is getting kind of weird for Leah, I would say.
The fact that Leah is... nothing is jumping at Leah. Like, but girl, do you not see, like, you're like a deer in headlights and you don't see the headlights? Like, this guy is blatantly saying weird stuff and asking consistently about OP.
Yeah.
That's just Dave.
Yeah. Dave. I made efforts to intervene. This relationship between Dave and Leah was fresh. However, Leah simply accused me of jealousy. If I had been single at the time, I would have bit my tongue and taken the harsh accusation. However, by this time, she made the accusation I was in my relationship with my current boyfriend. There, the accusation truly upset me, specifically because it was an insult to my boyfriend and our relationship. After reading so many of your comments, which I greatly appreciate, I think I've decided to make some space between me and Leah. Am I wrong for this? Should I try harder to intervene? And we got like some comments here. Comment number 1. Sorry, OP, it's time to ghost Leah as well. Dave is stalking you and she's enabling it.
Yeah.
I don't know why she doesn't see this is going on. Lack of self-respect, insecure, but she's feeding info about you. So she's just as bad at this point. Keep them both at a very far distance. Has no one else pointed out to Leah that Dave is only with her because of you? OP, no. That's why I feel like I'm the one that's crazy. Leah has 2 other friends. I'm close with one of them, but not really the other one that she constantly talks to. According to her, she told them the whole story and they both didn't see anything wrong with Dave or his actions. I genuinely thought that she was lying to me about telling them the whole truth, but after talking to one of them, I realized that she did in fact know the whole story and she believes Dave is a perfectly fine guy. There are other issues that Dave has that I haven't necessarily mentioned because they're not relevant to the specific story, but if you cut me off and all the weird interactions Dave has with me, he is still not a good guy to get into a relationship with, in my opinion. Non-violent crime level stuff. So I just don't understand why everyone is so chill with it, which is why I feel like I was the problem.
They're bored. They're so bored that they're so entertained with your life. That's what I'm getting. That Dave and Leah are so freaking bored out of their minds with their own lives and with each other that they're so interested in your life. Get away from them.
Get away.
That's all you need to do.
You got to get out of there. But now we're going to the next story.